Yeah, just
Noises of death.
noise. Yeah, robotic noises of death. Cough.
The closed captions.
Hey, we'll talk about that. Oh my gosh, last week's text to speech thing was just so terrible.
It was. It was genuinely just like I'm listening back to it. I'm like, I don't want to even.
That I couldn't even listen to the first minute.
I couldn't either.
Oh my god. I probably the most interesting thing I said during text to speech was probably I left to go get lemons.
It's so sad because the week before was actually good.
I know, right? And then we just like died.
Like, oh, we didn't record it right.
Yeah, but this time I had headphones and we are recording it right.
Yay!
Yeah.
And I don't have headphones, and I actually have decent sound quality now, which is not the way it's supposed to be.
Oh.
Jeez.
I am going to be coughing throughout most of this.
Do I need to send an ambulance?
No.
911, can I get an ambulance to Mustang? ASAP.
Denied.
You just open the door, coughs in their face. No. Close the door.
Well,
It's like I don't need it.
I don't think I need it. Anyways, welcome back to another week of Everyday Engineers, where I actually have my voice this time.
Amazing.
And I am one of your hosts, Derek Pham, the creator of Simplified Space.
I am another host, Steven Panda, co-creator of this podcast and creator of 22 Labs.
And today we also have our first guest on the podcast, if she may introduce herself as...
Hello, everybody. My name is Adele Wilson, and I'm so excited to be a guest star on this episode.
Absolutely amazing. Her audio is better than yours first time. I'm just gonna go on record and say that.
Oof.
Wasn't during like the first episode like your headphones disconnected like twice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No headphones this time.
Yeah, you're using the XPS mic actually better.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Kind of sad for both.
well, I think the headline of the week is Artemis, or thereof the lack of it.
Yes.
It's
Sad.
very, very sad.
Scrubbed after scrubs.
Scrubs. Not me thinking of no scrubs. No, if you look at the...
Good at playing.
Yeah. They were Artemis 1, the first mission back to the moon since the Apollo era, was supposed to launch on August 29th, and didn't happen. We got close to T40, and there was a hold at T40 where there was a engine bleed issue on engine 3, and that was scrubbed for the day. Sad.
Sad day.
Very sad.
Ruined my day.
It did.
Literally.
Genuinely, I woke up to that. Very sad.
Same.
And then they had another attempt that Saturday, which was yesterday, and they didn't even get anywhere close to T40 before they realized there was a hydrogen leak that they could not fix, and we scrubbed again for like the second time in a row. Yeah, not surprised. And then they had the press release that day, and we learned that there is a full postponement of all launches until the October season.
So sad.
I'm honestly not surprised, though, if I'm going to be completely honest.
Yeah.
Don't do NASA like that now. Come on.
Okay, to be fair, Artemis only exists because Congress lobbied for it to exist. After, they moved everything away from NASA, putting it into the private sector for launch service providing, at least. But, NASA still had JWSC they were working on back in, 2014, 2015? And then Artemis existed because Congress, and now we have a $2 to $4 billion launch vehicle that is part of a program that costs more than $14 billion. I don't even remember how much does Artemis even cost now. Like, I haven't even checked in so long. $93 billion by 2025.
Gee.
Woocha.
Yikes. For reference, how much was Shuttle?
Shuttle? Oh, shoot. Program cost. Shuttle cost over the duration from 1972 to 2011, $196 billion.
Okay.
That's not... that sounds bad, but at the same time, at least it was somewhat reusable. Somewhat.
Yeah. Partially.
Yeah.
The only thing I think that they're going to try to reuse an Artemis 2 that came from Artemis 1 was the avionics on the Orion. But even then, that's not really... You're talking about, I think, like millions rather than, you know, not even like 10 million, like millions from just saving the avionics.
Yeah, it's not a whole lot.
Yeah.
Compared to what they were trying to do before.
But Senator Bill Nelson, the administrator, he did go on record during that press conference and did say, we're not going to launch until it's right. And coming from the guy who flew on Shuttle, that says a lot.
Yeah.
You right.
But they did announce a lot of good things throughout Artemis throughout the week. Let's see. NASA did extend all the Artemis missions to all existing NASA astronauts and the upcoming class as well. I don't know why that was not a thing, but like, apparently it is now.
It's something, yeah, they're doing. I don't know.
That's good.
Yeah. And then we had some astronauts fly by in T-38 trainer jets past SLS on August 23rd, before everything started being scrubbed.
The scrub session.
And then NASA also released 13 potential candidates for the Artemis 3 landing. All 13 candidates are on the South Pole and provide continuous sunlight over 6.5 days. And all of them actually are close enough to accommodate basically almost all the launch opportunities. Oh my gosh, throughout 2025. So,
all right. So.
It looks good planned. It looks good, but we won't know until.
To see that.
Given how Artemis 1's going, hopefully that we hit that target.
The third time's a charm. By the time Artemis 3 comes along, hopefully NASA's got it all together.
They better. Like, they're launching humans to the moon then to land. I really hope they got it together.
No mistakes, bro. One wrong calculation.
Yeah. Artemis.
Pull up those calculators, those TA Inspires.
I 84, bro.
Inspire.
Inspire. Inspire.
It's the skit all over again.
I think the only time I've ever felt lag outside of the computer was the TI Inspire.
Makes sense. It wasn't Inspire.
Oh, come on.
Oh, okay. At least I have it's cool. The Inspire is cool.
It's alright.
Yeah.
We went from talking about Artemis to calculators.
That's what happens.
Yeah, we go off topic all the time. Just like how we talk about how you have terrible jokes.
You named this section, a scrub is a guy that thinks he's fly.
Okay, that was me at almost 7 p.m. being extremely tired, trying to update the script for the third time in a row. Okay, it's not my fault that Starbase has a bunch of stuff that happens, and then I gotta go back and I gotta go change it.
I guess 2 scrubs of basically the highest profile thing that's happened in space in the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Who does that to you?
Those 10 years flew by fast.
They have.
Anyways, moving on into more optimistic news. Firefly Aerospace and Northrop Grumman have announced that they are working together to upgrade the Antares first stage.
Yep. All of these will be built in the U.S. and basically are a way to transition away from Russian engines for Firefly.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Was it the R? I think it's the RD-181. Yeah, it's the RD-181, and that was flown. That's not flown. Sorry, I think that's made in Ukraine, and yeah.
Obvious reasons for not for
Well, they had some other things.
Yeah, other things that we cannot mention here for aforementioned reasons.
Yeah, we could say that. That's a yeah.
But yeah, this upgrade is going to be all American made. So everything's either all American made or it's going to be made here in North America or in conjunction with ESA. And it's going to basically increase mass to orbit for Cygnus. So more cargo to the ISS and just more stuff to bring there, all that. Both Firefly and Northrop are going to provide avionics, software, launch site operations, all that nice things, and this and the first stage is going to have 7 engines made from Firefly, I believe the Miranda, unless my outline's wrong, but it's the same propellants as the RD-181, so all the launch infrastructure doesn't really need to be upgraded. No, not really any new plumbing, just outside of just upgrades to existing plumbing.
Yeah.
And then
Good.
I think what really intrigues me most that this upgrade obviously is going to take time, but Northrop, to make up for that time, has purchased 3 Falcon 9s to launch Cygnus beginning next year and into 2024.
Interesting.
So I mean, I think it just goes back to what I said back in episode 1, where they just own so much of the launch market.
Yeah, I mean, right now your options are basically, if you're trying to get anywhere like at all, it's Russia or the U.S. and like the rest of them are kind of like there but not really there.
Yeah.
Other governments, other launch.
Well,
things, it's like.
I mean, it just also depends on the payload you're sending. If I wanted to send like something smaller, I definitely probably would have went Rocket Lab. But for most commercial options, SpaceX is definitely the way they should go. They have gone.
I just realized I forgot ULA existed. That's kind of sad.
Wow. Honestly, I haven't heard about ULA in forever either.
Same.
Think? Yeah, SpaceX has the new contract for, I think, the Roman Space Telescope or whatever the next one is after James Webb over ULA, which,
Way to put to waste like a 60-year head start.
Yeah. To be fair, the ULA has some pretty precise upper stage firings. Like they get into like almost the exact orbit they need you to go.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully that's like the bare minimum to get right with such a head start, but
Yeah. Well, relatively, gosh, I cannot speak ever since losing my voice. Relativity has not had much of a head start since they're a new startup, but they have had a really good week and just overall, just a good time down at the Cape. They had a successful, I cannot speak for the, oh my gosh.
Man's is struggling.
I am. I think I regained my voice and lost how to speak. Oh.
It's one or the other, bro. You gotta pick.
I'd rather speak. Okay, but they had their first. Oh my gosh. The universe doesn't want me to talk about relativity. They're cool. Oh my gosh.
It's because you were bashing NASA. NASA's like, you don't get to speak.
And they're the one that called the launch in October. No, I'm not bashing Artemis. I love Artemis. I just believe that, the cost is way too high. SLS is cool, but sometimes maybe shouldn't exist. Anyways,
Very-
relativity.
Okay. We'll come back to that discussion.
Anyways, relativity. They had their first successful, smooth, 20-second static fire at the Cape with all 9 Aeon engines. There we go. I got through the first sentence.
Oh,
Relativity is unique since they basically 3D print the entire rocket, including the engines. I believe
that's really
I believe the entire engine
Mm-hmm.
is 3D printed, not like just small components. It is just the entire engine is 3D printed.
So, are they using they're using metal, right? It's like 3D printed metal kind of
Yeah,
thing, or is it just?
yeah. It obviously can't be plastic.
Yeah, I'm
Just poof.
But yeah, it's 3D printed metal.
carbon fiber. That would be interesting.
If it printed carbon fiber, that would be really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
If it was carbon fiber, I wonder what the cost is, because I know Rocket Lab's carbon fiber cost is pretty good, even how they manufacture in house. But I know SpaceX has not been able to nail that. So, I'm interested. But those Aeon engines have a unique blue hue in their exhaust, mainly because of the propellant it uses. It is a mix of liquid oxygen as the oxidizer and liquid natural gases, which basically, when you boil it down, is mostly methane. So you could technically say this is a methalox engine, but it's not, because it's not methane. It's mostly methane plus like a few other things. But cool, I like it.
Thing.
But
Well,
relative,
with it
yeah, go
with
ahead.
it using natural gas, would that mean like the exhaust or like the emissions would be lower than usual?
I don't know. That's a good question to ask Derek once he finishes his like propellants book. It's a really good book. I'm getting to the point where we're talking about hypergolic fuels. People in the 1930s were insane with hypergolics. Like they were blowing their hands off. That's how insane they were.
Whoa, okay.
Dang.
It's hypergolics, very very toxic, and it goes big boom, just like Russia did with one of the protons.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's stop talking about proton. Honestly, okay, with relativity, if they're able to nail this, I feel like they just disrupted basically the entire small sat launch market.
Yeah, they would.
Because yeah, go ahead.
How much of the 3D printed parts will be reusable?
On Terran 1, which is the one they're testing right now, I don't think it's reusable. Let me check. Activity. But I know they're working on Terran R, which is their next generation one that is, I believe, completely reusable. Let's see. Where's
Is
Terran
it
1?
more expensive to make like 3D printed ones?
I mean, I wouldn't say. Dang, $12 million for a dedicated mission on Terran 1? That's not bad.
Not at all. Yeah,
That's genuinely not bad. Maximum payload is 1,250 kilograms to 185 kilometers in LEO. That's not bad.
Maybe they're onto something.
It's something.
Hmm.
989 engines, but Terran R is going to be next generation. I believe it's fully Methalox. I think. I do not see it anywhere. But fully reusable, first stage, second stage, payload fairing, everything's reusable. And it looks like Starship back in the days of VFR. Like there, let me...
It does look really cool.
It does.
Oh, wow.
Let me send this in the back channel really quick. But I believe it's going to start launching... Yeah, begins in 2024.
Pretty soon.
A lot of stuff happening in 2024.
Hopefully they can keep their schedule better than NASA can.
Hey!
Hey. Let's not have beef with NASA now.
Okay, but NASA's my favorite. Still.
NASA still has a special place in my heart, even
NASA will
though they
forever
keep
have a special
scrubbing
place in my heart.
Artemis. Much love.
Shuttle, absolute prime.
Exactly.
Artemis is cool. Shuttle was better. Not better. I'm saying it was cooler.
Okay, I agree with that.
Hey, we got her to agree.
I still love NASA more.
Well, we're talking about NASA, so we have to talk about the ISS sometime. They had a pretty eventful month. CRS-25 undocked on August 25th. Had a beautiful undocking with that the Harmony module, the front side where it docks, had full sunlight the entire time. Absolutely clear. Absolutely amazing. And it landed with basically the almost exact same conditions.
Oh.
But I think what was better, the Expedition 67 crew on board the ISS right now have the amazing experience of experiencing the Aurora Australis, or however you pronounce that.
Southern Lights.
The Southern Lights. We're gonna diss the Northern Lights now.
I think the Northern Lights are better.
I mean, everybody says that. I would agree.
More people can see it.
I would agree too.
Literally.
It looked really good though.
Whoa. Okay, that is really cool.
That is really cool.
I might do that for my space website.
Ooh, wait, this is
do that.
I see.
And then I think Russia also said that they're willing to. I think they're considering, what is it? Staying with the ISS beyond 2024.
Please.
But I doubt it, if I'm being honest. Because they've already released plans for their next space station, which it will work. They have more experience in space stations than anyone. Because, I just like the ISS.
They released like
Who's gonna go talk first?
Something?
Oh, the ISS was just this huge, massive project, and it's so cool. It's kind of sad to see it die out.
Yeah. I have the ISS in my bedroom now after spending, 2 hours to build it. And the footage has been recovered. New simplified space video coming soon. As soon as I edit it.
You went to space and you took the ISS and you are gatekeeping it in your room.
I stole the ISS.
Derek stole the ISS.
And, okay.
That's going to be the name of this podcast now. Or episode.
I stole the ISS.
Yes.
Okay, well, the one thing I do give NASA a lot of credit for, and it's credit where it's due, Adele, is with deep space. NASA is the only one that does deep space really well.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Now, talking about deep space, we have Curiosity, the second Mars rover, but the only one that has received a lot of fame until Perseverance landed, because the first one kind of was a flop.
Yeah.
Wait, which was the first one?
That's a good question.
I'm pretty sure they had a Spirit and Opportunity, and then before that they had a couple other ones.
Let's see.
Shoebox Guy. Forgot what he was called.
Let's see.
Curiosity,
Spirit, Spirit, Opportunity. Yeah. But, I mean, it's been going, it was supposed to, have a 2-year mission and then it'd be done. It's been going on for a lot longer than 2 years.
It's like my boy, I think it was Opportunity, was the one that kept staying.
Yeah.
But I think I have that right.
Yeah. Let me see. How long was Opportunity?
Spirit got stuck. Rest in peace.
Mars is hard, and so is space. Its nickname was Oppie? Really?
I never heard anyone call it Oppie.
I don't know if that
Yeah,
makes me
yeah.
hurt or not.
I feel like it sounds
Yeah.
wrong. Like, it just, no.
Spirit was the one that got stuck.
Spirit was okay.
So
It was the second of 2 rovers to launch in 2003. Landed in 2004, and then it stopped, and then no communications were made after 2018 due to a severe dust storm. So that is, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, when did Curiosity land again? Curiosity landed 2012, so it's been going at it for a decade.
I remember following that, like, with my life. Just like, oh, Curiosity's bad.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Derek was. I think this Derek was in either a first grade or second grade classroom, not worrying about Curiosity.
Just like, oh.
Then you fast forward to Perseverance, and I'm just sitting at a table, like, invested in screaming my head off whenever they landed.
And the tables have turned.
Yes. You were infected with the space bug.
The space bug. I think SN8 gave me that space bug.
Carl Sagan gave it to me.
If you said a History Channel gave it to you, I would be very disappointed.
It was a combination. There was that show Universe with that one guy from Berkeley,
At least
Alex Filipenko. Him.
At least it
That
isn't
guy.
like all the
He was pretty cool.
all the alien like documents from History Channel.
Oh no, that's stupid. Those shows are stupid.
Exactly.
I hate them.
The UFO
I
shows.
want to throw up.
The pyramids were built by aliens. It's confirmed. The History Channel said it. But 2 years, Curiosity was supposed to do stuff, and now it's been a decade. And NASA announced that they're going to do it for 3 more years.
That translates to probably 20 more years.
Yeah.
And they can't.
I mean, James
3
Webb had
equals
its lifetime
5.
extended, so I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if 3 years became more for Curiosity.
If NASA can do things, or can do one thing, it's rovers.
Yeah. And
So good at
they've nailed rovers, especially with Curiosity.
Yes.
It's gonna be very sad the day we lose communication with Curiosity.
I'm gonna be super sad with that.
I will cry when
I
Curiosity
might.
loses communication. I will not cry when Ingenuity dies. Because the helicopter, pretty cool, but it's flown a lot. It's proven a lot, and yeah.
We'll have a funeral for Curiosity.
Yeah, we'll we'll all just travel to JPL, just petition, have a funeral for Curiosity. Weren't you near JPL, Steven?
No. I was near Ames.
Oh, yeah, the one I never heard of.
Yeah, the one with the wind tunnel, and that's basically it.
Hey, wind tunnels are important. It tests everything that NASA has for all their aircraft, and it tests some sort of re-entry profile and entry, but not really. That's why you test a real thing. Wait.
I remember looking up what happened at Ames, and it's 2 things, and I'm like, that's great. I'm not gonna visit.
Wait. Now that I talked about re-entry. Yeah, this really weird looking thing. This is what they did to Orion back in 2019 to test the launch abort system.
What is
They,
that?
they just stuck a solid rocket motor on the bottom of it and then yeeted it up. It's a modified Minotaur 4 first stage?
Okay then.
Classic NASA for using everything. I'm glad they were able to reuse this thing and actually make it usable rather than like land a solid rocket booster and then refurbish it, making it almost as expensive as just buying a new one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good use of their very limited budget.
Yeah. At least most of it's spent on deep space. I'm happy about that. I have it down in the outline that we're supposed to talk about Blue Origin. It's just like
I don't
one.
want to.
It's just one thing. I don't really want to talk about it. I'm not shocked it happened either. That's how mild the news is.
All of the news coming out of Blue Origin is always so mild.
Exactly. I know. New Glenn's cool. I mean, Chris Dombrowski, one of the Inspiration 4 astronauts, works for Blue Origin. It's cool. He works on New Glenn. It's cool. I'm just going to give New Glenn the same exact argument I gave SLS. It's taking way too long. It's taking way too long without enough publicity to make it look cool. Because arguably Starship has taken the same amount of time, but at least people know stuff about Starship. You can drive down a road and see it, but New Glenn is if you just don't work there, you don't see it.
Yeah, and then there's like at least SLS has the hype because it's like something NASA like it's kind of a return to what they were doing with Saturn V and just kind of an upgrade. Blue Origin is just like
SLS. One of the things I'll give to SLS, absolute peak, one of the most beautiful rockets ever. Like the mix of shuttle and like Saturn V vibes. Oh.
Agreed.
So incredible.
And then Blue Origin here is like, let's just like get rid of the recovery ship we planned. It was named Jacqueline, I believe, for what Jeff Bezos' mom. I have to check because I don't want to.
That's just weird.
That's an
his mom. Joke. It was named after his mom. Now it's scrapped, so I don't know how do you feel about that.
All right.
Okay. Well, Blue Origin's whole recovery thing for New Glenn looked so weird. Like SpaceX does the drone ship thing where it's autonomous and it happens all by itself, and then in the like in the official New Glenn recovery thing, it shows a like cargo ship, which is what the Jacqueline was, a converted cargo ship. Like it like moving as the New Glenn booster came in. Like it hurt my brain to look at that.
I'm so lost.
You're right.
I'm so lost.
Let me try to find it.
Yeah, I see. Like I'm looking at pictures. It's just like. It's weird.
It looks so. Oh, it hurts. It hurts so much.
Interesting.
It hurts so much.
This big old shit.
Well, we can talk about the competitor to Blue Origin.
The better one.
Hey, I didn't say that. You did. If someone texts you or like goes on your Instagram and says that was you, not me. I'll direct them your way.
SpaceX is miles better than Blue Origin.
I mean, yeah, I'll agree with that, but I'm not gonna publicly admit that. I'm not gonna go on record and say it's that bad.
Derek specifically said.
Yeah. Now, if you meet me in person, I'll rant my head off about it. But if you over online, I'm not gonna say it because a lot of people get mad.
Did.
But you're thinking it.
Yes, I am definitely thinking it. Anyways, SpaceX, more specifically, Starlink. Last week, when my voice was dead, we announced that SpaceX and T-Mobile had a partnership, and Steven stole my headline.
Yes. But it was kind of an empty conversation because it was me talking to a robot.
Yeah.
This time.
This time, I'm here. I'm gonna go on record. I wrote down this headline before he did, so he did steal it.
I didn't know that he had it. I just like made my headline. I stole a Space Week topic without realizing I actually stole a Space Week topic.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. SpaceX and T-Mobile partner up to give T-Mobile customers access to Starlink. Um, I I don't think we cleared this up last week, but I guess we have it now. It's without the need for a dish.
Yeah, without the need for a dish. It's slow. It's like 3 to 4 megabit speed, but you have to take into account that you're getting this on like in the middle of nowhere or on top of a mountain, which is insane.
Right. It's oh! Connection. You need a vital connection. It's a vital connection if you need it. But yeah, just a really good development for Starlink. It would, especially since like Starlink is kind of one of those things where like you have to be like seeking Starlink in order to get it. Like you have to know about it. Mm-hmm. This is kind of one of those things where it's just like, it's there for, I don't know if it's for an existing plan or if you have to like buy it separately.
I looked into it. I think if you're high enough in like the good plans, you'll be able to get it, just like included. But if you're on some of the lower plans, you'll have access to it, but you have to pay an additional fee. So kind of like a subscription, kind of like how Tesla does it, which I mean makes sense.
Yeah, fair.
Multiple users per satellite. The goal is to eliminate mobile dead zones. Yeah, a lot of good things. And this is all above, I think, using version 2, Starlink version 2, I think.
Yeah, I believe that's what I read, yeah.
And there could be Starlink version 2 satellites on Ship 24 during the first orbital launch test. It's per an FCC filing. So, I mean, take that as you will. But the FCC, which is, the communication side, not the aviation side from the FAA, it shows a filing that there is a potential for a booster catch during that first launch, which...
Interesting.
That is like NASA level of insanity. It's almost as insane as well, the entire wet dress rehearsal for SLS. I was really disappointed when I read about the wet dress for SLS. Alright, and I will make a point. Wet dress rehearsal, okay? One of the things they couldn't test during wet dress rehearsal, Mission Control said, and the team said, hey, let's take a risk. It's not going to happen during launch day. August 29th, the engine 3 bleed? Yeah, it was using a system that wasn't tested during wet dress rehearsal.
Bruh.
So
that's all I have.
It's probably because of a temperature reading too, because of like a faulty sensor. So if that is the case, I will be even more upsetting.
No more scrubs, please.
No more scrubs. No more scrubs. No more scrubs from anyone. We're almost hitting October. And like in 2021, it was all scrubs. There was not I believe there was not I think there were like 2 to 5 launches that were successfully launched in October that were not scrubbed in 2021. It was a very, very painful year.
Let's not have a repeat of that, please.
No, let's not. It was very weird, I think, back in that time, watching so many Starlink launches, and then seeing them getting scrubbed back to back to back.
Yeah, that's just, that hurt.
Yeah. Anytime a SpaceX launches scrubbed is really weird.
That Launch America scrub.
Oh my gosh.
Still hurt me.
Oh, that just brings back so much pain. You know what another scrub that filled me with so much pain? I think it was my first ever Delta IV Heavy launch. Like live.
Oh no.
Like like the last one? The last Delta IV Heavy launch? Yeah, the one that was scrubbed like 3 times.
Oh no.
Again, Delta IV Heavy is like SLS. It's very cool. Very expensive, but very cool.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We're retiring it, though, so very sad. But we were talking about Booster 7, specifically, for SpaceX, and now we're talking about everybody else, so... Okay.
Getting off topic. That's for the usual.
Yes. Okay, but back to the FCC filing. It shows opportunity for a booster catch, and here's my theory on it. Whenever Falcon 9 was being tested with landing, they did a bunch of soft water landings, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, whenever they're going to try to catch a booster, I think what they're going to try to do is the same thing like Falcon 9. They're going to send it back on a trajectory towards towards the chopsticks. And if all the systems check out, they're going to attempt it. It's insanity to do it regardless, but I think they're going to try to do that. And if if the systems check out where they don't think that they can catch it, they'll do a soft water landing like they've planned anyways. So I think they're going to be doing this a lot for like kind of similar to Falcon 9, but at the same time, they've landed Falcon 9 so many times now that they might be experts at it. But at the same time, they're also trying to catch a rocket in midair, so
yeah,
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, imagine
We'll
if
see
a
how
Falcon
that
9 was caught like that. That hurts my brain to think about.
Oof.
Think about how thin those chopsticks have to be.
Yeah, it's gonna be nerve-wracking, to say the least.
Well,
Exhilarating though.
yeah, it would. If that happened, I'd be screaming. Like I mean, come on, catching something out of midair that came in, really fast. That's cool, really cool.
That's so heavy.
You're what to talk. SLS. Did you see the core stage of SLS? We're just fat shaming SLS now. But yes, that core stage is pretty massive. We're not going to talk about all the problems with that core stage either. Did any of you watch the SLS Hot Fire back in like a year ago or whatever?
I don't think I did.
Yeah, it was very disappointing. The first time they tried it, they were severely behind schedule, so all the commentators had nothing to do. And then when they fired it for a minute, after being on a hold for like forever, and then after a minute they cut power and they're like, oh, something looked wrong. So we had waited so long for just 1 minute. And then they did it again for the second time, and it got through the entire thing, and it looked really cool. But then nothing happened with SLS for like the better part of a year. And then it got stacked on the VAB, and then got rolled out, and then it got rolled back, and then rolled back out for Artemis, and then it didn't do anything. So, yeah, the past 2 years
of SLS.
Yeah.
Still holding out hope though.
We are still holding out hope.
Yes.
Damn.
This is a petition for my YouTube channel to instantly grow so I can go to Cape and have the launch experience. Someone, please. Please. I was very upset when I read that I wasn't able to go under that program. I was very upset.
Yeah, that was sad.
It was very sad. I remember texting Steven about it, and we had a whole conversation. By conversation, I think it was 2 sentences, and then we went back to doing whatever we were doing.
Yeah, you were like, I don't fall under these circumstances, and then it was just us trying to finagle our way into making you fit, and we just couldn't.
Yeah.
And I just went back to doing homework because I didn't.
Yeah. Anyways, back to Starlink. We got off topic again. They had a $1.9 million contract that was awarded by the United States Air Force. It's a 1-year contract to provide Starlink service to U.S. military units based in Germany, specifically the Ramstein Air Base and a few other locations in Africa. And the United States Air Force has gone on record and said SpaceX was the only bidder.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah. Bidder as in SpaceX didn't try to bid for it, as in they were the only option that the Air Force could even attempt to even say that's a good option. Is Steven okay?
Well, yeah, I don't really see any other good options there. But
yeah.
It's not competition in that field.
Oh my gosh, I just realized OneWeb exists as a company.
OneWeb?
Yeah, the one that launched on, what is it, Soyuz, and then Soyuz had its whole thing with Ukraine. So then
Oh yeah.
so then they talked to SpaceX, and now SpaceX is gonna launch their competitor on their own rocket, and it's like the funniest thing.
That's so sad.
Again, SpaceX controls a lot of the launch market. And this time it was because of a war. I don't know how to feel about that.
Me neither.
Yeah. How do you feel about the Starlink network being hacked?
Well, considering the last thing we talked about, it might be an issue.
Yeah. So it was hacked. It was hacked by a guy named Leonard Wooters. He's a researcher and hardware security expert, and he reported all his findings at the annual Black Hat Security Conference. So, designed for people to say, "I hacked this. Can y'all please fix this? Because this is pretty bad that someone was able to hack it." And he hacked it with stuff he found on at a store off the shelf for about $25 US.
No way.
Ooh.
Yes way. He hacked into the entire network. It did not cause an outage, but he did hack into the network. But he did post all his info and everything on GitHub, so yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. I think I don't think the SpaceX like official Twitter, but I think someone that works for SpaceX for like Starlink, like added him on Twitter and said, "What a Chad." Not like actually saying what a Chad, but basically saying what a Chad.
That's a pretty usual like just comedic like. Funny.
And then last Starlink headline: Royal Caribbean is now going to use Starlink on their ships, all of them. Meaning, anytime you got in the ocean, you now have internet, good internet too.
It's good.
Yay.
Making progress, kids.
I've never been on a cruise, if I'm being honest.
Same.
Neither have I.
Hey. I thought one of y'all have at least went on a cruise, but hey, I feel good about myself now.
We have no like, oh, I was on a ship and I had no internet stories. We're just like, oh, that must be nice.
Yeah.
Literally.
Now that makes me want to visit Florida.
You could do two things.
Yeah.
Florida.
See a launch, and go on a cruise, and then go back for another launch.
Win-win.
Win-win. A lot of win-wins. Florida updates, though. A lot of Florida updates. 6 and 7 tower segments for the launch tower for Starship over there has been stacked. Only 2 more segments are left. But I think the biggest headline out in Florida for Starship, or just any headline in Florida for space, that's not Artemis. I had to add that in there. That for Starship, there are currently 2 existing towers. 1 tower in Starbase, and then 1 being built right now at LC-39A. At the prefabrication area for the launch tower segments, there are now parts for a 3rd tower being built and assembled.
Interesting.
So, what confuses me is that we don't know where this is going to be. Like, we know SpaceX bought, like, a plot of land at the Kennedy Space Center for Starship, but I don't think it's ready yet for Tower 3.
Right.
So now I'm confused. I feel like the only thing that would make sense with that Tower 3 would be at, like, Slick 40, where they launched Falcon 9 without Crew Dragon capabilities, which would make sense because NASA did go on record and say that, hey, having Starship at 39A, pretty cool, but that's going to impede with every Crew Dragon launch.
Right.
So, I mean, if they build it, if it's at Slick 40, I understand. But at the same time, we haven't heard anything about it being at Slick 40 other than just the thought of it being there. So that's why I'm so confused, because nothing makes sense.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Where it would even be.
It's going to be at a ULA launch pad.
It's at an Arian space launch pad.
No! That makes no sense, because that means you'd have to ship that entire segment either through Mexico or by ship to French Guiana.
Yes, French Guiana.
You know, I say that making it sound so bad, but they did that for James Webb, which was arguably a lot harder. So, I don't know. Maybe.
Who knows?
Who knows? Maybe Starship's gonna launch a tower to Mars.
Just like completely constructed, just sitting on a ship.
You don't need... You don't need Starship to launch a tower to Mars. You just attach the tower to Starship.
Launch it from the ship.
Exactly. Kind of like solid, like just do it like Kerbal style. Put a bunch of solid rocket boosters on it. Yeet it up, you know.
Just go for it.
Full send, long march, full send. I think that's the biggest roast we've ever done on this podcast. I think long march.
long march, full send, explode or no explode, full send.
Delivering to your house within 50 miles. No, asterisk. We mean 50 miles of your house, not like 50 miles of our location.
Yes, and of course, it even tells you whenever your package is going to arrive because you'll hear a big explosion. Like, oh, it's coming.
Forget Amazon. We got
Forget Amazon. We got Long March. Okay. Anyways, back to Florida. The launch tower that SpaceX is building there, it had the drawworks, which is basically the entire pulley system for the chopsticks. It's been not upgraded. It's been attached to the larger rear deck of the tower. So rather than just being along the side, it's towards the rear of the deck, so it looks cleaner. But I think better usability, I think, as well. And then probably the most interesting thing, Elon tweeted that the orbital launch mount will one day be used to spin up all 33 Raptors. So currently, the orbital launch mount is used to spin up the outer ring of Raptors, and then the inner ring has their own ignition system, you know, since you only need to ignite the inner ring to land it. So, yeah. But he's now saying that it is part of the upgrade path that they're going to spin up all 33 using the orbital launch mount on launch. So maybe another Booster 7 explosion.
Who knows?
Who knows?
We will see.
Yeah. If you look at the orbital launch tower at at 39A, it looks almost as, I think it might be almost as tall, if not taller, than the existing launch tower there already for the crew access thing. I don't know what it's called.
Interesting.
Yes. And then we have Falcon 9. Oh my gosh, this thing took up a whole page.
Oh.
Alright, let's take a wild guess. How many Starlink launches happened between now and a month ago?
Too many.
I'm
just kidding.
8.
5. It's not that aspirational. Jeez. 8. Jeez.
20.
20. Jeez.
1 per day.
That's how Starship's meant to be, not Falcon 9. Pretty sure they don't even have 20 boosters in the fleet.
I don't know. Yeah, they probably don't.
But 5 launches. Starlink 426, Starlink 33, 427, 423, and 34. And they're supposed to launch another Starlink mission in 3 hours. No, seriously. Like, about literally almost 3 hours to the exact minute, they're supposed to launch another one today.
Okay.
Yeah, right around, yeah. That looks right.
But joke's on them. I don't have to update the script because it didn't launch yet. Getting flashbacks to the first outline, and I had to like wake up and realize the chopsticks had hydraulic failure overnight, and I had to go fix that. Oh, so painful.
Let this launch end scrub week.
Yes, please,
Please.
please. You know, before NASA scrubbed on the 29th, there was a Starlink launch that happened at midnight.
Hmm.
So,
Oh.
I'm just saying.
NASA's
Well.
still my favorite.
Wait, what?
That's a solo.
NASA's still my favorite.
Okay.
Yes.
Stay over there at SLS. It's cool. It doesn't deserve to be my favorite, though.
Well,
It's my favorite.
Saturn V is my favorite, so.
Okay, fine. But tonight's mission for Starlink's Group 4 Set 20. Yes, yeah, Group 4 Set 20 is going to be the first Starlink rideshare mission this year. 51 Starlink satellites and the Varuna TDM satellite from Boeing that aims to test V-band communications for a proposed constellation of 147 non-geostationary broadband satellites.
Those are some words.
Those are words. I think if you ask Boeing or you look at the launch tonight, I feel like they'll explain it better than I ever will.
Stationary broadband satellites. Yeah. I know what that means, but also, like, those are some really long words to not be, like, having a, I don't know how, not be put in, I forgot what, acronyms.
Anyways, at this point, there are over 3,000 Starlink satellites in orbit. So, yay! We'll get more coverage soon.
Wow.
I just realized
That's
your
really
Discord status is recording podcast.
Yeah.
I can't change mine because of the whole Discord thing we talked about last week, or tried to talk about last week.
Yeah. And then your phone explodes. Yeah. Rip.
Rip. I'm gonna send 1,000 API things. But yeah. Anyways, Tech Week's next week. This week's a Space Week. So,
Yep.
to jab at Adele again, I'm about to spit out a Falcon 9 fact that probably hurts pretty much everybody that isn't SpaceX. In Q2 alone, Falcon 9, like the launch vehicle, has launched over 158 metric tons to orbit. Okay? In comparison, in Q2, China launched 38 metric tons-ish. Roscosmos launched around 17 metric tons, ULA with 13 metric tons, and, so on and so forth going down the list. Falcon 9 easily has launched more mass to orbit than all the launch providers in Q2 alone.
That's impressive.
By a fact.
I will say, I think Roscosmos is kind of busy with other things right now.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure. I think they should probably be going back to launching stuff into space, like cool science things into space, instead of what they're doing right now. But we're just gonna go past it.
Yeah, we're gonna, yeah. But all of that is by a factor of 2. Like, about double. SpaceX launches about double the mass to orbit on Falcon 9 alone compared to everybody else. And it was more than double in Q1. So
That is very impressive.
it is.
Yeah.
And that's all without
Yeah.
Starship, which potentially will launch it once a day. So that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, SpaceX doing the most.
Doing the most, just like static firing booster 1077. It's supposed to fly Crew 5, and then on transportation to McGregor, it struck a bridge.
Oh,
Ooh.
Yeah, but it didn't explode during static fire, so it's A-okay.
yeah.
Dude.
I don't even know like why or how it could strike a bridge. Like after this long, I'm honestly surprised it hit a bridge.
It's like, you could blow up on transit to space, or you could just hit a bridge. You choose.
You choose. Oh my gosh. Imagine like Elon reading an email saying, They're like, we have two options for the next Starlink launch: blow it up on descent, or hit a bridge.
Hit a bridge it is.
Hit a bridge. Hit a Texas bridge too. At least it wasn't an Oklahoma one.
That would be just even more just underwhelming and sad.
Underwhelming? Actually, yeah, I'd agree. It'd be underwhelming. Our bridges are pretty shot.
Yeah.
The one time the world would look to Oklahoma.
The world could have looked to Oklahoma. We could have been like a space launch, spaceport, but no, that never happened.
Sad.
Very sad.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to Starlink. Falcon 9 could fly.
Why did you ruin the mood like that?
I think I just broke. It just broke Steven. Oh my god.
Steven's done.
Ah, jeez. There's not gonna be there might not be a tech week next week. Or wait, no, in 2 weeks from now. Not next week. We're not gonna do this insanity of beak whack. Can't speak.
Mans is going through it.
Anyways, let's move on. Falcon 9 could potentially fly a mini Starlink version 2, depending on if Starship doesn't go fast enough. Probably won't, but we'll see. But yeah, that's really it for Falcon 9, other than, the insanity coming from an Elon tweet saying, we're going to aim for more than 100 launches in 2023. So
that sounds a little ambitious, but I feel like they might just do it.
Okay, it sounds ambitious, but for the 5 Starlink launches that happened within the month, and the average was a launch every 6.2 days.
Yeah,
so I mean, it's not bad.
Possible.
Yeah. And then Dragon was also selected for 5 more commercial crew missions, which brings total to 14. So we will see crew 14. Potentially more.
Yeah, that is really impressive.
I think I watched a Marcus House video. I think at this point, with all the crew commercial launches for NASA with commercial crew, I think ranges over $196 billion in contracts for SpaceX.
Oh, okay.
Oof.
So let's this combined shuttle, right, and put it all into like 14 launches.
That's just impressive.
That hurts my brain now that I say that out loud.
It is so impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we talk about Starbase, which spans the length of 1.25 pages. Jesus. Oh, where do I even begin on this page? I spent so long writing this. It hurt. It hurt so much.
Well.
Yes, well. Well, what is it? Whenever we released episode 1 on the 12th of August? The 12th of August. That was the 1-year anniversary of the first Starship stack. Like the first full Starship stack.
You could have mentioned that.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until like we uploaded and then I got home and I pulled up my phone and I'm like, oh, 1 year ago I like screenshotted a picture of this. It looks so cool. I then realized we uploaded the video, so yeah.
I think we kind of came up with our like upload schedule after we filmed, so I guess it's fair. Fair enough.
Yeah. Hey, cool. First full stack. The first full stack was very scuffed, but we don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Steven is dying.
Yeah, I'm over here like still on the we could have been space centric now.
Oh my gosh. I just suddenly remembered of all the names we could have named our podcast. Oh, no. I do not like.
We had like one good one, and we had 2 good ones. The one that we eventually named it, and the other one. And the rest of them were just cringe.
A lot of cringe.
I want to hear all of these.
Oh jeez, let's go back.
Okay, so the second best one was System 4, which was the name of the space computer on, I think it was
Shuttle.
STS, so Sarp shuttle. The shuttle's space computer, so it's kind of like putting the two together.
Okay.
Figure out the rest of them.
Oh my gosh, this was when we were like roasting Israel's website. Oh my gosh.
Oh, it was so bad.
Oh.
Oh, nominal sent heliosphere.
Oh my gosh, I just looked at the old Starliner picture I sent you. Oh, that hurt. Oh, why did that... Oh, no.
Sorry. I think that was it.
Yeah, 4 pi. Cryogenic intel. I don't know what I was thinking.
Oh, redshift. Yeah, that was one.
Pulsar with a A. So just pulse and an R.
I don't know what I was thinking with that one.
Heliosphere. Oh gosh. This is painful. I think this is like probably the most painful thing too. Again, I don't know why this was ever a concept. Ah. Ah. I don't want to look at that anymore.
Is it aerodynamic who?
It's less aerodynamic than New Shepard, and that says a lot. Oh my gosh, that fills me with so much pain. Oh, why am I still looking at it? Oh. Okay. Let's go back to Starbase and make me happy again. The amount of testing that happened hurt my brain. If you look at the outline, it's so long with just the testing part alone. Ah!
Yeah. It's like a quarter page.
Okay, let's talk about the first round of testing that happened. Yeah, that's right, the first round. So Booster 7 and Ship 24 had their own tests. Ship 24 started getting frost, and then the orbital tank farm decided to spin up, so now we have 2 tests happening at once. So Ship 24 had 2 spin prime tests that happened, and then a 2-engine static fire. But the interesting thing about that static fire was that 1 engine ignited, and then a 2nd engine tried to ignite as well, and it took it about 1 to 1.5 seconds to ignite.
That's not good.
Oh.
That's not good.
Yeah. But hey, I don't think it was removed. I think the 2 engines that static fired were 2 of the center engine ones, and then one of the RVACs was removed this week, but it was not fired, I believe. It was pretty rusty, but it was not fired. And then Booster 7 conducted 2 spin prime tests on at least 1 Raptor, and then the next day, Booster 7 did the first ever static fire from the orbital launch mount. A lot of mock diamonds. I was definitely not screaming mock diamonds.
Is that where your voice went last week?
Yeah, no, that was where it went 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
When do you ever have your voice?
Yeah. Mock diamonds are
Oh, it's
cool.
gone.
Mock diamonds are cool. There's a shirt that says mock. Where is it? There is a shirt that says mock diamonds are cool. And I really there we go. Let's see. Let me send this to you. This is a cool shirt. I want it. Mock diamonds. Mock diamonds.
Diamonds.
Mock diamonds. And then there's also this, because I know Adele's gonna scream about it.
Oh.
You know what?
Oh.
It's very cool. NASA's
That shirt on the right looks pretty fire.
Shop.nasaspaceflight.com.
that might be edited out. Anyways, did not intend to say that. My voice is just dying again. Shop.nasaspaceflight.com. I am now filled with pain that I have to edit out 1 second of that.
Good luck finding it.
Yeah, okay. 1 hour, 9 minutes, 15 seconds. Boom. I wrote it down. Anyways, Booster 7, so that was the first static fire. It looked really cool. I screamed knock diamonds. And then the next day, Booster 7 did it again for 20 seconds.
Nice.
I didn't scream during that one. I was just like frozen. Couldn't believe that it was 20 seconds long. And then Booster 7 went back to the production site to get the inner set of engines installed. And then while Booster 7 was away, the orbital launch mount, the orbital launch tower, and suborbital pad B had upgrades. So orbital launch mount received new plumbing that is basically going to prevent anything that happened with Booster 7 exploding, basically, like last time.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Chopsticks received the actuators for catch. They move up and down the track on the chopsticks just to align whenever booster comes in. And then suborbital pad B received new plumbing that also would prevent a similar Booster 7 kind of incident. Upgrades all around.
Good.
And then August 25th, Booster 7 did more spin prime testing again. And then Ship 24 did one as well. And then the chopsticks that stacked Booster 7, first time that they were used ever since the hydraulic failure that filled me with so much dread in episode 1. More lore though, it tore off a bunch of scaffolding along the tower as it stacked Booster 7.
Yikes.
Yeah. But it's just scaffolding.
It's fine.
It's not a hydrogen leak.
Okay now.
You didn't need to go there.
I did go there because it was supposed to be tested during wet dress rehearsal and it wasn't tested.
We have beef now.
Next time I see it, though, I'm not gonna come back home. That's in like a week too. Oh wait. Yeah, I see you like next week. Oh shoot.
Watch your back.
Oh, next week.
Literally next week.
Yes, next week. Look at the calendar. Okay. What else? Oh, yeah. While Booster 7 was doing the spin prime stuff, the United States Air Force went by and they're like, "Oh, cool. Let's fly the F-22s overhead." Very cool. I liked it. I also misspelled that in the outline. I wrote UASF. So that's United Air States Force. Wow.
States Force.
Love the States Force.
And then Booster 7.1 rolled back to the launch site, had some testing. Well, yeah, had some testing. Valves were opened and closed successfully, unlike NASA.
Hey!
Again, it should have been tested during wet dress rehearsal. It wasn't tested.
We're fighting now. When I see you, we're fighting.
And then SpaceX also did some Ship 24 inspections, routine stuff. And then, oh my god, I had another round of testing and it woke me up and it's like the 4th round of testing they've done in like 2 weeks. Hurts. Don't like it. I miss the days whenever nothing happened and I actually got sleep. But they had the first ever successful multi-engine static fire on August 31st. 2 days after the first scrub.
Good.
Well,
But one of the Raptors did abort during the test, so let's not talk about that. Yeah, it was replaced though.
We are bringing that up now that
it did abort during the test. And in very typical SpaceX fashion, they put up the Raptor platform, which, not surprised. And then they used a crane to lift out one of the engines and then replaced it using a crane.
oh, wow.
So that was very weird to watch live.
SpaceX being extras is pretty usual.
Okay, look. Back whenever the gantry crane wasn't installed in the high bay yet, they just cut a hole in the roof and used the tallest crane they had to stack Starship. Okay, that's engineering. And then the Polaris team had a flyover at Starbase. Oh, why did I go over this? Starship has its first commercial contract.
Oh.
Okay.
From Sky Perfect JSAT Holdings, they launched a contract for Starship to launch the Superbird 9 satellite. To ask me what that is, I wouldn't know the answer for that. But it's supposed to launch sometime in 2024 to geostationary. Wait, no. I don't know. It's supposed to launch with GTO.
Currently doing some research on what this is.
Superbird 9. It, according to the existing Starship documents, though, it's supposed to do 21 metric tons to GTO without refueling. So if it's a full reuse on Starship, it is going to come in very fast. Very fast, boy.
Ooh. That'll be cool.
Did you find something on Superbird 9?
Yeah, it's a communication satellite made by Airbus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Airbus. Airbus does make a lot of satellites, though.
They do.
They also make planes that don't get into lawsuits, like the 787. Was it 787 or 747 Max?
747, I think. It was a smaller one.
747 Max.
Yeah, the 747.
That was its own ride. It's not even a space thing, but it got its mention.
Yeah. Aerospace.
Put a 747 on the first 747 Max on the first launch to Mars.
My opinion. I've been on both Airbus planes and Boeing planes. I like Airbus a lot more.
I wonder why. Anyways. I would agree, though. Airbus, I've never flown on Airbus, but I would probably agree Airbus is better.
Oh, right. I forgot. Okay. You know, like, the 747, right? The one that was recalled?
Yeah.
I actually, like, right after the, like, recall of it ended, and, like, I had to go fly somewhere, we flew on that plane. And
oh. Gosh, Steven might have died.
Okay.
Steven might have died, but he's alive. Oh my gosh.
It was after the recall, so, like...
I would still be scared.
The recall ended, it was, like, fixed. But still.
It was fixed, okay? Stuff was supposed to be fixed beforehand, too.
Yeah, I think...
Another jab.
We found someone to roast this week.
Yeah. Whoa. I roasted Apple earlier today, too, because I was talking with a guy. So, we roasted everybody on the list this week.
Oh.
No one gets a break. Everyone's getting slandered.
Nope.
You're not safe. No one's safe.
My speech is getting slandered.
Watch your back.
Wait, we haven't slammed Adele today. We've slammed everybody but Adele.
There's nothing to slam me for.
Yeah, she does have a point. You did intern with NASA over the summer. So.
I sure did. Team astronaut photography. Love.
Very jealous of you.
You gotta apply.
I was very busy, like, losing sleep.
Same.
Very busy losing sleep with everything.
Gotta apply this year or next year.
Okay. I have a good reason why I didn't apply. I lost all my footage.
We've had this conversation.
Okay. But then again, last year you were a freshman, and only sophomores and juniors can apply.
Right, but I did not. I definitely did not feel like a freshman though.
Yeah.
A little freshman.
Yeah, I say that to every freshman now.
Oh wait, I will be a freshman again next year. Okay.
Oh.
Get demoted. You're back.
But it's a college freshman, so everyone loves them better.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Where are you gonna go to, Steven?
I don't know. I'm trying for like Stanford or something, but we'll see how it goes.
Oh,
we'll see how it goes.
That means
Best
if we ever do a
luck.
live podcasting, I have to fly to Stanford.
Oh.
Jeez.
I'm sorry. I'm not paying for your flight.
Dang. Can't get me a private jet? Can't get me any of that? Dang, Steven. I thought we were friends.
I'm gonna be too broke.
You just gotta convert that college debt into actual money.
I'm gonna be in debt.
Yeah, you're gonna be in debt. Just like every single time I tell you, I will eat literally anything, just as long as it's not Mexican food. And you just stare at me saying, "I want a specific answer."
See.
Exactly.
Yeah, I have nothing to say.
Exactly. I'm very cooperative. I will eat almost anything you order, and you're like, "No, I want something specific." So I put down sushi to make your life even harder.
Man's
Well,
not
actually-
quiet.
Well, I think we might go Asian next time. We'll see.
Oh, jeez. I don't know how I feel about that, actually.
I'm sorry, Kate. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. Well,
It has to be catering.
yeah, it has to. It's true. With the organization we're with, it has to be catering. Anyways, I think that's about it for today's episode. It was very interesting. Adele, how did you feel?
That was really fun. It was really cool guest starring on the podcast. Thank you for having me.
Adele will be back.
Yes.
Pending an actual Artemis launch. Okay,
Yes.
we're not gonna bring her on until it launches so that she can start screaming about it.
Thank you. I will be ready.
I'm gonna get a text from Adele at like midnight saying, "I'm waiting. I'm ready for tomorrow."
Like, Artemis launch. Do you know what that means?
I'll be like, hurry up, start it.
If you're not on the launch, if you're not going to be part of the launch party whenever we all watch it, then I don't know. I'll consider it. I'll consider it.
Okay. I'll be there.
Okay, you didn't go to the last launch party.
There was no watch.
We had our own launch party with one person, okay, and then we sighed whenever it didn't launch, and then I got mad whenever they said they weren't going to launch till October, okay.
Yeah, I woke up yesterday. I'm like looking at the thing. Yesterday? It was yesterday, yeah.
Yes.
I woke up, like, I got onto YouTube and I see that, okay, NASA's live. Okay, that's good. Is there, like, actually going to be audio this time? Click it. There's audio. Official scrub. And I'm just like, right when I click on the video?
I was watching Everyday Astronaut rather than NASA, but he was there covering it, and then he was sitting there chilling, eating breakfast, and I was like, okay, sounds good. We're gonna hit launch window. We're gonna hit launch window around like 2 p.m. We're gonna be fine. We got a lot of time for this to check out. NASA has scrubbed due to a hydrogen leak, and I'm like, come on.
So sad.
Very sad. Again, they should have tested this in wet
Time's
dress.
Charm, hopefully.
Third time's a charm. Crossing your fingers.
Yes.
Or if yeah, I'm not gonna say that out loud. I'll
Watch
say
it
it.
back, Derek. Watch it back next week.
We'll see. I'll poison your food.
I'll
I'll make sure that won't happen.
Okay, Steven, jeez.
It's my job.
It is your job. So if I get food poisoning, that is your fault.
He's got to make sure the assembly is comfortable and properly welcomed.
Exactly. Alright, well, that about wraps it up for me. I am Derek Pham, one of your hosts and the creator of Simplified Space.
I am Steven Panda, another host, creator of 22 Labs and Carter Car.
And I'm Adele Wilson, and I was a guest on today's episode.
Of Everyday Engineers. I hope y'all have a great week.